see you again, man. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, my friend. Thank you.
I love this film. I mean, you press play on a film like this, 5 Pounds Pressure, and instantly you're kind of invested in regards to like what is gonna happen and who are we gonna kind of see survive and who's gonna kind of get arrested. All these questions. What was it like reading a script for this movie specifically?
Well, Phil's writing is immaculate. His position on dialogue, narrative, twists and turns. His grounded reality and creating a world where he kind of interjects these kind of themes of redemption, acceptance, revenge. Yeah, he's a true master of the page, and hopefully, I think of the camera.
Well, it's interesting, and I'm just curious if you think about this, because another movie you did that I really enjoyed called Echo Boomers is kind of a similar with this, and where I feel like there's this push and pull where these crime thrillers and drama, like those are the three things in this film and in that film that I really loved, and I feel like there was a push and pull with those elements because yes, there's a crime, there's the thriller component, but in terms of the arc of these characters, it's so dramatic and you're so invested in what's gonna happen. Which of those elements kind of stands out the most? And do you agree that there's genre bending components with this film, 5 Pounds of Pressure, as well?
I think 5 Pounds of Pressure and Echo Boomers are like two parallel universes, but like in the Rick and Morty sense. I guess Echo Boomers is this kind of strange phenomenon and kind of heightened reality, and 5 Pounds of Pressure is a grounded based drama of characters that are dealing with serious day-to-day issues and challenges of a world that is very relatable.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, you watch a trailer for films like this and you know what to expect, and then you watch a movie like this one and there's some twists and turns in this that I did not expect. And I want to say more. Do you feel like you're walking on eggshells of interviews sometimes, man? Where like you don't want to say much? Like I feel like it's so hard sometimes.
I mean, I did an interview 2 interviews ago where the guy was like basically telling one of the scenes in a way where we are going through the specifics of what that scene is and the dialogue and the outcome and why I'm doing the way I'm doing. And yeah, I mean,
yeah, I know it's crazy. I did want to ask you as well because you act, but also the filmmaking, producing kind of component of it, because you really kind of got into that. You have your own production company. I'm a creative as well. I wrapped a short film, and I'm going to film another short film, horror film that I produced and I wrote as well under the Pop Turner Pictures umbrella. So we're really trying to make a lot of content. What is it that kind of drew you towards the behind the scenes component of it? Was it your love of just this idea of kind of making something? Because when you're an actor, you know how it is. You show up, you're on to the next and everything, but you really kind of dive in as a creative and as a producer as well.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more, I was given opportunities to have these collaborative experiences that went beyond just being an actor. And I think I directed a movie in 2017 called Backroads, and that really changed my perspective on filmmaking as a whole. I realized that filmmaking is a collaborative experience. And as an actor, we come in with a very single mindset. And I have been given, thankfully, in the last couple of years, these opportunities to either exec to produce or produce and collaborate with some great other producers and talent. So yeah, I can't say that it was something that was pre-planned or premeditated.
Yeah, I feel like it just happens in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You just kind of go, the opportunities just come and you're just like, okay, sure. that kind of how it is and everything. I feel like, and I'm curious, you can answer this specifically with this film. I mean, I love the journeys, right? From a storytelling perspective, like before you film it and while you're filming something, because there's so much that kind of happens before you go to camera. So I'm wondering, for this film, did it feel like one big kind of storytelling journey with multiple steps, or did it feel like kind of two separate journeys, the before and like during filming specifically?
Well, independent film is like the Wild Wild West.
It
So
is, yeah.
I don't, I don't know any independent film that couldn't make a documentary about how to get the movie made.
Mhm.
Uh, it's sometimes it's a challenging feat, and to keep morale high, especially when you go through these obstacles to get to the starting line,
Yeah.
not even the finish line, the starting line. And even when you're at the starting line of making an independent film, you don't know if you're going to finish the next chapter, which is actually making the film. And then there's the third chapter, which is actually getting the movie distributed and seen and promoted.
Oh, yeah.
It's a continuous journey, the independent film world, and making.
People assume there's like 6 or 7 steps, and then there's like 25 steps before those 6 and 7 steps, if you think about it.
Yeah, and it's fun, like anyone. By the way, like congrats on your short. And by the way, people don't understand how hard it is to put those things together. And even with a short, it's time and money and energy, and it's not easy. So congrats, my friend.
Thanks, man. No, I really appreciate that. It's a team sport too. It's a collaborative sport. You got to do it with a team, and I feel like that's something that I'm just lucky. The fact that collaborating is so incredible, but just seeing all the work that gets put into films, and then like I think that's why I get so excited and everything, because of the fact that I look at a film like 5 Pounds of Pressure, and I know that there's a lot of stories and a lot of obstacles that happen before the final product. So it's really cool to think about that, right? Like you see this incredible film, and then it's like I could ask you about a specific scene. I'm not going to because it's spoilers, but you're gonna be like, you know what? There's like 8 stories I could tell you about making that scene. Like it's true.
And by the way, that's the magic of cinema. Like the luxury that anyone gets in making film is time. When you would walk onto a Stanley Kubrick movie, it's time. Like they would spend weeks on weeks on weeks on end to get a magic that you can't describe. And when you are on an independent film like 5 Pounds, you only have a small window to try and create magic continuously through. That's why at the end of this experience, and it's all cut together, it's a miracle that you've made anything worth anyone watching. But to get to that point is also a miracle. So you're on a continuous miracle journey, and that's why making films is not easy. Like it's hard. People always say to me, what do you need to do? What do I need to do to be a filmmaker? What do I need to do to be an actor? Go out and just, you have a camera, an iPhone, and just make content, make whatever.
It's the same thing with interviews too. It's like, how do I become an interviewer? Do interviews.
Yeah, and the other thing is stop having this projection of what success is, because success is measured in singularity. It's like, I am a better man today than I was yesterday, and that's all that matters to me. Like if I'm comparing myself to the Dalai Lama, like of course I'm I'm going to start reflecting on actually who am I. So it's like, we as filmmakers, we should, or people that are in this industry, or we're all in the industry, because if you pick up a camera, you're in it, should focus on what your journey is and how it is affecting you and the experience that you're getting, and how are you growing from that experience. Because there's no difference you making your short film, having the experience that you're having and learning, than it is me making 5 pounds. And this misconception of oh, well, I need this amount of people to see it, and that's called the business, and that is a whole different kettle of fish.
Absolutely. But I seriously, I can't wait for people to see 5 Pounds of Pressure, because I love this film so much. Honestly, it was so great. It was at edge of your seat the whole time. Always great chatting with you, man. Thank you so much for coming back on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.